via a few short stories regarding this Lionsgate proposition that we're talking about, and tying a few ends together, we'll be able to shore up a lot of people's concerns.
Yeah.
Right? What's that beat?
So it's Lionsgate. You were gonna impart some of your wisdom on us.
Somehow I knew this was going to come up. I don't know what this means to everyone or anyone. I don't know who knows what about Lionsgate or Lionsgates.
The only thing I know is that after the Mayan calendar ended in 2012, and then when 2015 hit, everybody was talking about some Lionsgate, and when that happened, the world changed. The world changed. People literally had, like, I want to say magical abilities, special abilities, things they could do. Like, everything changed. And there were stories that I had heard about that I didn't know too much about because I didn't study the Bible like a scholar. I more used it like tarot cards. I just never understood all the stories, so I would say a prayer and wave my finger around and touch a verse, and it would miraculously be an answer to whatever question I had. And
Isn't that kind of beautiful?
I love it.
I don't want to sidetrack you, but that's just...
No, they say
there's
there's
something beautiful about that.
3 ways that you read the scriptures, and I always kind of felt insufficient, or like I wasn't as good as the other people at my church.
Under the... what do you call it? Like, some people claim or proclaim that they know so much, or they study so much, or they have all this... And some people really do. A lot of people, in fact, a lot of people really know their Bible,
Yeah.
But most people don't necessarily know what's going on. First of all, it's a book, and most people don't read. That's just a fact. I don't want to cut you off, but I was just recognizing, I guess, how beautiful it is that as just you call it like a lay person, just a regular person. You're not regular, but approaching the Bible like that, like it's a book. I perhaps don't know as much about it as some other people, but I can still utilize it. You still utilize it to your...
Well, I did, and I had a lady explain it to me one time, which I thought was really neat, and that's when I kind of started discovering it a little more. They say most people read it like a story. So they read it like a story. That's how the majority of people read it. Then level 2 is like you start studying it and researching it and looking up all of the little footnotes. And then finally you start using it more like divination. Whereas I went backwards. Nobody taught me how to do it. So I try to read it as a story, and it didn't make... Like, I'm looking forward to the days where it makes sense like a story. I really want to do... I know people are mad at religion and all this stuff. Yeah, right. I'm looking forward to making a Bible study class.
Yeah.
And, I'm not so knowledgeable. I'd like to find somebody to help me with that. But yeah, I started out with the divination and then would look up the footnotes and stuff because it just made sense in my brain that way. And then now I'm looking forward to...
To me, that's just lovely. I mean, that, lovely sounds like, what does that even mean? But why? But it is lovely. Why is it lovely? It's lovely because...
That was my dad's favorite word to describe me.
Really?
Yeah, growing up.
Oh, see?
My mom would get so mad because I'd be wearing something super cheesy and she'd want him to say, like, that's no good. And he would always say, oh, you look lovely.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's right. It's lovely. Why is it lovely? Why is it lovely? Is it because it's you? It is lovely because it's you. But it's lovely because
I think
you're just utilizing it as a...
You could be
in a simple manner,
plain,
like
regular, not have special abilities, and still know that you can get answers or be connected to heaven or find some type of miraculous responses or answers. Anyone can.
My personal 2 cents at the front of things is like this. it's quite easy to hate on literally anything. It's easy. You can hate on a person, on a religion, on a statue, on a book, on anything, or on everything, or anyone, or everyone. And in that hate, you can just be dismissive and maybe hasty in your decision making. You know what I mean? The Bible has stuck around for a long time, and I'm pretty sure it's not here to deceive everyone. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty certain, I'm in fact quite certain, that it's a great book. It's a great story. It's a living manuscript, which sounds maybe fancy, but it's not
I like
fancy.
to call it a collection of journals.
And it is like a collection of journals.
To me, what it is.
It's
Just in the same
things.
way I write all the miraculous, wild things
Yes.
that are taking place in my life. I feel like it's a
Yes.
it's a history. It's a documentation of the history of a family, the history of a family, the history of another family. It's journals from people compiled together.
It is very, very, very rich. And it's also very, very well written. Mm-hmm. There's some of the best writing you will ever find, ever, in the Bible. Just speaking plain language. That's my take.
I know you were talking about hating. You can hate on anything.
Uh-huh.
The word that came to my mind whenever I think of haters is always festering. I don't know why,
Oh,
but
yes,
I just think of haters as
yes,
festering.
yes.
But I had somebody that I met recently, and this year has been weird.
Uh-huh.
I've never in my life been attacked for my religious beliefs. Ever.
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, it's the new witch hunt. Everybody's doing it. They're attacking religious people, which is ridiculous. But I talked to somebody to find out, like, why. They just brought it up and said, I'm not a religious person. You know, we were kind of just, you know, that, hi, I just met you interview you do, which I really don't ever want to do again.
Yeah.
I think it was very interesting meeting this I think it was my last regular meeting.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm done. But, and it was a lovely person. It has nothing to do with
Yeah, that's right. It's true, yeah.
So, but they were saying that they were against it because of what it did to them when they were little. And everybody that I've talked to, I think that's their big hang up is they had, you know, some
They have grounds.
religion, somewhere that did something to them, you know, whoever, whether it was whacking them, whether it was just some type of abusive, forcey
within
thing.
a religious context.
Yeah, so I get it. I do get it. And we've talked about, you know, them needing to reform and revise and adjust new things.
It seems like everyone is, well, I'm far away, but it seems like every religion and every religious person, every religious storyline going on right now, there's a lot of contention around it. There's a lot of confusion. And it would be most especially confusing to somebody who's been traumatized in any way.
Well, I think this is the difference between, and we've talked about this before, if you go on social media, you're going to see so much chaos. But if you go out into the world, it doesn't really look like social media. It really doesn't. You might see two homeless people doing something weird on the corner, but that's about it. Like, it's not, people are nice, they're friendly, they smile at you, they're kind.
I would agree.
Even now, I'm starting to see that they really recognize you, whereas you might be, say, an internet person who loves to put dragons on everything, you know? And I wouldn't be able to do this, but I feel like the people are. And then you go out into public and they're like, are you a dragon? And you're just like, what? You see me for me. Mine was different, you know, it wasn't a dragon, but I do feel like it's very misleading. Social media is very misleading. Go ahead.
It's a bad indicator. It's a bad barometer of things, right? You say it's misleading.
It is.
Yeah, it's misleading.
I think, you know, there's a meme that goes around, and I'm not for violence by any means, but it says something to the effect of the internet making it possible for people who should get punched in the mouth, to just say stuff from the privacy of their own living room. And that's kind of how it is. There's not really any consequences. Maybe somebody will say something mean to you or share your post and tell other people what a jerk you are. That's literally the worst thing that happens. Really, your reputation, you tarnish it, but you're not getting punched in the mouth from, being on there disagreeing with people. So
there's no ramifications necessarily for someone who's being aggressively
so
aggressive.
I think they're just if it was in real life,
something might happen.
Well, I just feel like people who really are religious and really do know about the Holy Spirit or
here we go.
things like this, that's what you use and that's how you do it. You're literally an instrument and it's flowing through you. You're just the delivery system.
Yeah.
And there's no grossness and there's no abuse and there's no... So it sucks.
This is very high elevated. This is a big. This is an important conversation. It's important.
Well, and it's very timely. I see so many people falling away from my church, and I understand it. It's sad for me, but I do get it. But they're doing the thing that we were always told not to do. And people will dispute anything.
Can I ask what that is?
Well, yeah. They just tell you to judge the religion based on the teachings, as opposed to the people. And so it would be very easy
Which
to go...
Which people, may I ask?
The people in the religion.
Okay.
So for mine people are very known for being judgy. They're very judgy.
Oh.
And so everybody loses their mind, not those judgy people. Well, great. Humans are flawed. That's the whole reason the religion is there. If you were able to follow it to the letter or really dig your heels into it and actually get it and be converted...
Yeah. If you didn't need any help,
you wouldn't be. Yeah, you wouldn't be judgy. So it's for sinners. Church is for sinners, and they're mad. All the churches have just I don't want to name a bunch of things because I know kids listen to this, and maybe it's important because they should hear it. But I believe in kids having wholesome childhoods.
All right.
And and that's the subject really, is just the kids having a wholesome childhood or people being safe and not taken advantage of and things like that. And so I get that. If there's something broken, if the people are doing something wrong, fix that. But if there's not something wrong with the actual teachings, if the teachings are good, then it's probably an okay thing. It's a me thing.
Well, anybody who goes to a church, any church, we would assume, goes there for peace, sanctuary, some upliftment, perhaps some enlightening discourse, of some nature.
And I think they really do get it. I think that the religious haters have issues that are not the religion. Like, we had a lady in ours, and she was really mad that our religion was patriarchal and that God was a man. She had man issues.
Of course,
she wasn't a lesbian necessarily, but I think she had issues with her dad. And so she had so many issues with her dad that she put them on God and just decided she hated my whole religion and loud and proud would say it. And so the rest of us who were trying to hug and be loved, we can see you for what, it's just the problem child.
Yeah.
And a porcupine, making it hard to hug.
And you're not discounting her problems or her trauma or her dad.
Not at all, but I just think the manifestation of what the issue is walking around hating. Like you said, it's so easy to hate. And so she's walking around hating on a God that loves you, on a religion who embraces you and is really trying to be tolerant, probably the most tolerant thing in your life. She was so nasty. I can't imagine that other people would tolerate her like we did.
Oh, she wasn't just a wounded beast,
No, she was flicking fire on everything around her.
She was hating on everybody.
Everybody, trying to convert people to her agenda, which was just
hating on her dad
anything male or masculine was bad and wrong.
Yeah,
so wrong. And how could a God? How could a God? How could a God? Everything was negative. I never heard her say one positive thing ever. Ever.
Some people run out of people to blame, as if finding someone to blame will satisfy anything. it's not pleasant to be around people like that. And especially if you're an empathetic person, you kind of know why she's messed up.
And I almost feel bad talking about her because
all right,
I
though.
have compassion and love for
Yeah.
her and I get it. However, that's the epidemic that I think I'm seeing is hateful people spreading their hate. People who are damaged, people who are broken, people who have personal issues, people who need therapy. I don't care how powerful your crystal is. Nobody loves crystals more than me. But that crystal is not going to yank out the evil that's inside of you and your twisted mind that has been allowed to grow crazy for so long. Like, you need help and you need therapy and you need community and you need
Some love. Yeah, you know what I mean? She didn't get what she needed, clearly, and she got more than she anticipated, most certainly. It's not a good time.
No, we just were talking about haters, religious haters, and then back to the Lionsgate. What does that mean?
No, okay.
Because now it's different. So now you have these people who hate religion. You have the people like me who I love my religion. My religion saved my life and raised me. It's great. Do they do bad things? Of course, I'm sure they do. I hear about it. Have I ever seen it firsthand? Never. Ever. Never.
That's an honest assessment.
Out of a billion people who had 11 crazy things happen. Like, I don't think that's the worst. I'm okay with that. I think that's a good human flawed ratio, or numbers or whatever.
I think it's okay. We're talking about a few things. We're talking about the Lionsgate. We're talking about people who are wounded and who dispense with their hatred all over the place. And we're talking about how things are different and why they might be different, why they are different.
For sure why they're different. And I would like to see how does, that religious place, how can maybe you take those people, like, what's the answer for them? Does the Lionsgate apply to them at all in any way, shape, or form, and the future and how things are going to be and something they can look forward to?
Yes.
And
where are we at?
We're kind of long.
Are we at 20 minutes?
We're at 17.
Okay. This is a great introductory conversation into a few parameters.
Segments called "Get It Together, Planet Earth."
Yeah. The alleged spiritualists like to talk about dimensions. Okay. I think before we wrap this up, we can do a couple things.
Okay.
If you're a person on planet Earth and you have, a heart and soul and spirit, and you're out there making sense of things, right? I think it's safe and maybe even healthy to acknowledge there is a lot of wrongdoing and misdoing and misdeeds.
For sure.
Amidst some good people.
I just think the phrase that came to my head, and I don't really even know what this phrase means, was throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Yes.
I think that's what it is. There's good that could come from it, and because there's a bad thing,
Yes.
they're just disregarding the whole thing. Or, say you got a mosquito bite. Well, now my arm's ruined.
I got to cut my arm off.
What?
It would be ill-advised to go around doing damage to yourself or physical property, especially religious or sacred in nature, whatever it is.
It's others. They're doing it to others.
Yeah.
It's me personally that they were coming and attacking. They were mad at the religion, and I knew that, so I didn't care. It wasn't a big deal. I just have never had it happen. And so I was shocked to see, like, we're in those days. We're in those days.
Yes, we
it
are.
has started, because I'm one of the nicest, sweetest
Yes, always.
people. So for somebody to come at me like that, we got issues.
So if you're a hater, try to come to grips with the fact that all of your wounds and damaged youth and unfair treatment, all of those things can be remedied, can be addressed, can be fixed. You can be healed, you can be enlivened, you can be set right and put in a place within yourself where you can be, not in a false way, but in the truest way imaginable, happy person. That sounds simple, but it's not
It's
untrue.
not. So many people don't have it. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't even know
you
how
can
to
be
do it.
a happy person. Not only can you be just a happy person going about, your days in a rather light, joyful manner, but you can be a person of character, a person of quality, a person who's held in high esteem, and a person who holds people who are different and maybe weird in high esteem. Also, you can look at someone who's not like you and look at a building that's not like the building you are familiar with and say, wait a minute, what is this? There's something here. There's something here that's for a good cause, for a good reason, for good purpose. So don't give up hope if you're one of those beat up haters who is just sick of everything. That's number one, right? We're talking to you. We all been hit in the head too many times, missing teeth and, socked in the ribs and everything else. And underhandedly and out of the blue also, There's one thing getting punched in the face and you're out to have a fight with somebody, but there's another thing where you're just walking down the road and you get sucker punched. It's ill-advised. It's not allowed, really. Don't do that. Don't hurt things. You're only going to hurt yourself, really. That's the truth. Via a few short stories regarding this Lionsgate proposition that we're talking about and tying a few ends together, we'll be able to shore up a lot of people's concerns regarding how do we make these miraculous switches from, oh my goodness, the world is coming apart at both ends and no one knows what to do or how. The truth is, we do know what to do. We don't need to be told much. We don't. Some people do need to be told, like, hey, stop it, quit, But most people only need to be reminded of certain things. And they need to be reminded of that in a way that they can hear. And that's also it's not a job for everybody.
Yep.
Not everybody wants to hear what you got to talk about. Not everybody wants to hear what I got to talk about. They're like, get out of here with your la 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 la, okay? Most people are, open to a truthful line of discourse, meaning just a engagement that resonates and is real, But people are also unfamiliar with that because sometimes of religion, because of sometimes just their upbringing, because they've been submerged in video games and TV and who knows what. But don't fret, this is an uplifting time we're in. This is an uplifting broadcast you're listening to. But it's not all about empty positivity and false hope. I want to stress that.
Yeah.
With
I'm glad you say that too, because when I do get on a heavy subject,
it gets hard.
It's almost like I can hear it from the point of view of people, and I'm like, is this too heavy for them to hear?
But it's not.
Hear stuff.
We have faith in a lot of things, and we even have faith in people, and we even have faith in messed up people. You know what I mean?
Do you have any? Not to cut you off.
No, that's good.
But I feel like if somebody was listening to this and heard the first part, they'd be like, I've been waiting to hear something about the Lionsgate.
Oh, the Lionsgate.
Leave.
Okay, look, the Lionsgate. Now check this out.
Pretend, because I really don't. I told you what I know about it.
I'm gonna tell you a few
observed what
things.
happened around that time.
I don't think anybody really knows what it is.
Literally had abilities and things, and the world changed, and I just watched it, and I didn't know what to attribute it to, but I heard other people's stories, so
okay,
that's all I know.
Our shows are tending to go long lately, but watch. But I want everybody to know that if you stay tuned, right? If you stay tuned through these podcasts, there will always, always, always be vital and important bits of, revelatory information. Not nonsense, but really good data. You take it in and you're like, okay, this is something I can work with and use and it'll help me make sense of things. So let's do it real quick, right? Before we hit 30 minutes. The Lionsgate was for most people who know what it is, it's a date. It's a date, right? So it's 8/8, August 8th. That's the Lionsgate. And then a significant date that some people do not know, and I think most people don't know. I really do hope that some people, who really are into this stuff and who just go on and on about it for their lifetimes about these magical astrological dates. But 8/8/2015, right? Which numerologically goes 888, right? That was a Lionsgate. The Lionsgate is a date, right? And dates, right, some dates have significance for different reasons. This particular date is a extremely critical and crucial date for planet Earth. I'm not going to get into the details of all the things at this moment about why the 8/8/2015 Lionsgate was so important, but we will most certainly get well into that. We are coming upon August and another Lionsgate. So it has been now 5 years, right? 5 years worth of Lionsgates, August 8th. Aside from the Lionsgate being a date, which can be easily remembered by the 8/8, right? The Lionsgate or a Lionsgate, if you do some deep research or if you just listen to this, podcast for half an hour, the Lionsgate is also sort of a term or a name for like a portal that exists in your solar plexus, your chest, your heart, essentially, right? The Lionsgate. I'll get some information and I'll try to elaborate on this a little better. But if people out in the world are interested in supernatural things, spiritual things, things that are slightly above the grade of just regular earthbound physical 3D stuff, you are now sitting with an expert. An expert. I wrote hundreds of thousands of words just on the 2015 Lionsgate. Books worth. I thought I was going to write some little Lionsgate book, and I was like, I already wrote 17 books, and now I got to write some poems, and Every moment of your life is an opportunity to open yourself and your eyes and your ears to what's actually going on. Most of us are only aware at most times, of kind of a simple array of things, right? Among other things, the Lionsgate of 2015 was a point of convergence. So people met with each other. They met with a point in time. They met with a point in destiny. Everybody who's alive and who was alive in 2015 has taken part in a transition of sorts, which has allowed for, in a way, right, in a sort of a cosmic kind of way, allowed for the transformation and the purification and harmonization of this entire planet and everyone on it, right? So those are not small words, and that's maybe a big concept to swallow, but you can tie those things together just in your awareness, and then we'll elaborate on the next one as to the meaning of this date, how it portends or how it relates to biblical prophecy. Biblical prophecy. The Bible is full of prophetic keys, really. The Old Testament has a great deal of prophecy, and every culture and every nation on this planet has prophecy. So prophecy is, aside from just people speaking their truth and sort of being in an elevated state to sort of share things, a true kind of prophecy is where someone is given sort of a gift of foresight as to what will happen in the future. If you don't think the future can be known, of course it can be known. You know when your popcorn's going to be ready, even if the microwave doesn't go off. People make plans 2 weeks from now, and in fact, people have been making plans for us for decades on end, right? But regardless of the man-made physical plans that are set in motion by people who maybe we don't know personally, there's an entire other, you can call it a timeline, that is true. It's truer than what we are witnessing. It's biblical in nature, it's universal in scope, and it's beautiful beyond most human imagining as to what we're in for in terms of beauty, goodness, the restoration of, let's start with dignity, you know what I mean? Like human dignity, right? Let's be good to each other, Yeah. Don't just throw mud every day. This is gonna sound like some old school gangster stuff, but like, you know what I mean? Like if you're really mad at somebody, say, "What's up, homie? Meet me out on the grass," you know what I mean? Get some gloves. Duke it out if you got a problem with somebody. Don't take it out arbitrarily because you're gonna hurt yourself, you're gonna hurt others. You're gonna join up with probably like-minded, hostile people who are maybe not even true in their outrage. They're maybe, they call them agent provocateurs, like paid protesters.
Yes.
If you're real angry because someone's paying you, that's a lot. You know what I mean? Everybody, we all need some money. We all need to go get our groceries and whatever. But if you're taking money and putting it in your pocket and then doing things that seem really bad and hurtful, that's a problem.
That alone, I think, is a big thing. I think there's people who are good and true and pure-hearted walking around thinking that this world they live in is exactly what they're seeing.
Yes.
And there's some people who are literally like the way we maybe, are like, hey, let's help people.
Yeah.
Theirs is like, I really want to mess with people.
Yeah.
Like they really enjoy it. So
Yeah.
there's somebody just
That right
out
there
messing around to mess up your day. Why would somebody do that? I don't know. It's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
when you love somebody, if you love somebody, if you really love somebody, you can poke them in the arm once in a while. You can say, hey,
Yeah.
not to be cheesy or corny or empty, but if you're spending your entire day, or spending your weeks, if you're spending your life, like you said, what did you say? You said it's almost like getting ready to spring on somebody.
No, but they are.
What did you call it though? You said
I don't know.
you're like it was just a one word, but like when you're just waiting to just unload on somebody, that's an evil spirit. First of all, that's on you.
But I think that
Good
when
sir or
you're
madam.
good-hearted,
You don't have that.
you can't comprehend that that's true or that's real
Okay,
because
yeah.
you don't understand. And I don't think it's so much to strike fear in the hearts of people. Now you should be afraid.
No, but
because
it
you
does.
Don't know what's out
But it
there.
does.
But I'm saying we're telling them don't be afraid. That's
Yeah.
not the point. But don't walk around thinking that everything is a real and genuine reaction. This person's like, whatever, blah, 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 just trying to mess with you. Sometimes people are really just trying to get a rise out of you. They get kicks from it, or like you said, paid to cause chaos.
Yeah. That, in very simple terms, is devilish.
Well, and the solution, I think it's important to give solutions if you're going to highlight problems. Otherwise,
Watch
you
this.
just cause fear. But an easy solution is just focus on like who's giving you love, who's being kind, who's
Snap
being
out of
nice.
it. Snap out of it. Yes.
Literally, don't even give them the attention if you can help it. And then I think you'll mix in the real people with the fake people. When you're not giving any of them attention, then at some point they kind of break, I think, and get a little more humble and they're reachable, or the right people can get them. If you're not equipped for it, don't try to engage that. But go ahead.
Okay, we'll wrap it up.
You do.
Anybody who in their heart and soul is deeply dissatisfied, whether you be someone who sits in the chair and just sort of marinates in it and it just boils, or whether you're somebody who's been sufficiently, done wrong that you're going to go out there and tell people what you think and feel about it, by taking action against inanimate objects, right? No matter what your level of dissatisfaction or sadness or disillusionment or disheartened, whatever, just know for sure, again, this is not just Captain Positivity, this is just true. Know for sure that way is not the way to solve all these problems, that these problems, in fact, have all been solved. They're taken care of. The right spirit is here. The right time is here, right? The right place is here. Hold your fellow man and woman in higher esteem. Don't lose your faith at this time like, oh no, all there is left is to cause damage and cause harm. Don't lose your faith. No. Snap out of it. Hold yourself in a higher esteem, right? I've been in a hateful mood. I wanted to put my fist through a door many times, several. Like, why wouldn't I? I want to throw chairs and everything, but no. Hold yourself in higher esteem. And then you will see that you actually do have more worth and more value in this world that we really live in. That's a good place. That's waiting for you. You know, like your friend who's just a hater. She has deep insights into certain things. She's not going about the resolution of those things or the healing of those things in the right way. She's getting the attention, but she's not getting the satisfaction. But
help.
Yeah, or the help. And you can get this, you can get the attention and the satisfaction and the help and the love and the real life, you know, experiential transformation that you desire. And you can get it fast. You don't have to wait weeks or months. You don't even have to crack a Bible. But you got to sort of wake up. You got to find out where your spirit is. See where your spirit is in line with love and light and beauty and you know, and truth, and see where you're twisted up trying to hate on whatever, you know? We're going to elaborate on how this beautiful mechanism of transformation and the Lion's Gate go together hand in hand. And we're going to have this whole thing sewed up by this Lion's Gate that's coming up. And everyone's going to say, oh, now we know where to go for the, you know, for the deep insights. So congratulations, everyone, on making it this far. You're alive. You made it. If you're a hater, you still made it. It means you got spirit, strength, fighting energy. You know, don't hurt yourself. Don't break a knuckle. Don't break somebody's face. Yeah, don't break somebody's face. Take a shower, take a nap, take a bath, go for a jog. You know, go beat up on a couch. You know, don't kick a dog. Go outside and kick a tree. So you see who wins. You know, don't kick a living thing. Don't beat a living thing. Don't throw rocks at something at a distance. Don't go shooting things because you're upset. I think if there are people among us who like guns, and I'm not opposed to guns, I'll shoot a gun because it's fun. But you're not supposed to shoot things when you're angry. You know, you're not supposed to go in a ring and fight somebody when you're angry. You're supposed to be happy, alive, feeling confident, feeling, you know, joyful. Then you can go, hey, let's go, you know, learn about, you know, what we're up against or who we want to engage with. You don't do it in an angry way because you're going to get smacked. You're going to go to jail for nothing.
Yeah,
you're going to get hurt for nothing.
Straight or make good decisions. Yeah.
Yeah. So peace, love, kindness, be good. Don't be a hater. And you won't be hated on.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. You made it.